Welcome to U.S. History of Mr. Sanchez. My name is Mr. Sanchez. This video is for my new students that are coming in for the 2020 to 2021 year. This video is lesson 1 of many lessons we're going to have throughout this school year. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So if you're watching this video, well, that means you already accessed the Google slide, or you saw it on the assignment page and decided to click it, and now you're doing this asynchronously. You're not in the class during the time you're supposed to be in class, but you are looking at this sometime during the day and you're getting it done. Hopefully, please get it done by the end of today, 11:59 today. I will explain more about that here in a bit. So just to review some things you may have already done or may not have done, you're going to go ahead and go to Google Classroom. You can access it by these little these dots in the square up here. Scroll down to Google Classroom and click that. Once you're there, you're already on Mr. Sanchez, or you may have to look for it, Sanchez, your period, U.S. History. Go ahead and click that. Now, something I want to point out here on the very front of the page. And if you're synchronous, you already figured this out. If you're asynchronous and want to do synchronous one day, you may need to pay attention. Under here, this is a dummy account, so it's not there. But under here, you'll see a link, and that will take you to the Google Meets, our live streaming session of class for the time that you're supposed to be there. Now, there's also going to be a resource section in the classwork where all the different classrooms with all the different links live stream will be at. So you're not limited to just my class, but maybe you want to see 4th period, 5th period. Maybe you need to go through this twice to understand it. All understandable, but this is where you will find it. Now, to the lessons for today. The shortcut to do it is go classwork. Look for the topics over here on the side. I'll make sure they're labeled. This is your shortcut to get to today's lessons, PowerPoints, work, resources, all that other stuff. You see here, 8/17 to 21, Monday through Friday. That's the one we're on. So go ahead and click that. If you don't see it, no worries. It's probably because you have a smaller screen. So let me zoom in and go back to my classwork. And now the drop-down menu is here that says all topics. Drop down, look for this week's dates, click it. And now you see the assignments for this week. So what you're going to do is you're going to end up clicking the assignment right here. You see that? Go ahead and click that. And from here, you're going to see that you have 2 assignments over here that you can edit and that you need to turn in. And over here are some resources and some other information that are relevant to the class. So hopefully right now, if you're asynchronous, you're going to need to open up the PowerPoint. Now the PowerPoint is open. What I want you to do is go ahead and drag this PowerPoint to the second tab for if you're asynchronous. The first tab, if you're wondering, should be the video that you're watching right now. So you should have my video, the PowerPoint, and the Google Classroom assignment over here. So now you have my PowerPoint, it's up, it's ready to go. Let's move on. So welcome to U.S. History of Mr. Sanchez. I'm Mr. Sanchez. And if you are going to attend a synchronous learning, then you're going to have to know one thing, and that is mute your mic the minute you get on. We don't want loud background noises going on. And you don't need to have your video on, but if you're not going to have it on, you need to put some sort of profile picture on your Google profile so that I know who's who, because it's going to take a while for me to remember all names, even longer than usual because I'm not seeing everyone every day as usual. Now, the next thing you need to do is close all tabs. So if you have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, all that other stuff, close it out. The only things you should need to have on here is the Google Meets video chat or this video, today's Google Classroom assignments, which you can access by clicking the link, and the intro handouts, which will be displayed here in a little bit. So go ahead and close everything out now. I'll give you time, pause the video. All right, so you have closed out all the tabs. Yes, we're not going to get lost in tabs. That thing can get crazy. What you're going to do now is go to the next slide. And here you have my classroom. Let me go ahead and present. This is where you're going to see every single day from here on out, unless I decide to change things. This is where you are expected to do a couple of things. One, you're expected to go ahead and write down the word of the day. Right now, you don't have to do that, but where do you write it? You write it in your journal. Yes, you are going to need a journal. And when do you need it by? Next week. Try to get your journal in by next week because we're going to start putting some terms in that journal. There's going to be a video. I'll put in the eye icons somewhere around here. I think, nope, over here. eye icon up in the corner. Click that to see how to set up your journal. I already made a video about that. Now, some other materials that you're going to need for this class, you need that notebook, journal, pencils, pens, and some color pencils. So again, the first thing you do when you first get into class, write down the word of the day in your journal. And then the most important thing you have to do is check in for your attendance. If you don't check in, you're not counted present. Now, before you click that, let me show you, and I'll let you know when to go. So you're going to click this. This is going to take you to a new tab, a Google form. You can't see it now, or what's going to be up here is for you to write down your name, your ID, and the class period that you're in. It'll take you to another section where it'll ask you how you're feeling for that day. That's for you just to let me know how you're feeling, see how everything's going, if everything's okay. Once you're done with that, close the tab and come back to this video. Awesome, you got it done. Now, for your warm-up. This warm-up is going to be in your lessons handout. So the warm-up is, what job would you like to have in the future? Explain the different steps you need to take to get to that job. Where you could find the handout to answer this is here, your lesson questions handout. This will actually take you back to the assignments for today. And what you're going to click is right here. It says your name, Google Docs, and it should be the form. So go ahead and click that, your question, your handout for today. So open that up. Now, what I want you to do, the first thing it says, step 1, change the title to your class period, your name, and then the date with the title intro handout. But really all you gotta do is just highlight this mess up here, put in whatever class period you're in. I'm gonna put first, your name, Mr. Sanchez, and date is going to be 8/17, and intro handout is already there for you. Once you do that, step 2, go back to the video like him, then come back to answer the questions when the teachers tell you to in the blank space below, and turn in the document at the end of the class when you're done. Now, here is where I want you to go ahead, pause the video, and answer the warm-up questions. What job would you like to have in the future? Explain the different steps you need to take the job. So go ahead, pause the video, answer those questions. All right, so you already finished the warm-up. Good job. Now, the question I want to pose to you now is, how do you know that is what you need to do to get to that job? That those are the specific steps you need to do to get there. How do you know? Think about it. Have you done it? Have you personally done those steps already? And you may be thinking, well, no, but I know that's how I do it because that's how everyone else does it. So everyone else has done it already, right? But here's the thing. They did it in the past. That's their history, not yours. Think about that. You just use history, specifically other people's histories, to figure out where you need to go or how to get to a spot. This is part of a bigger conversation of why we need to learn history and why we use history every single day, or how we use history every single day. Because what if I were to tell you to go outside and go to the 5th floor at East Central? What would you say? Oh yeah, that's right. There is no 5th floor. How do you know that? Well, you're looking back at your history and you're thinking, well, okay, where were those other stairs? Well, guess what? They weren't there. And so you're now using history. History is important. We use it every single day because it shows us what other people have done in the past to get where they are, to inform us what we need to do to get to a certain place we want to be at, or not to do to avoid a different place. And when we fail to learn history, when we fail to recognize our history and our true history at that, we fall into the same patterns. We fail to recognize where we go wrong. How do we get to today? How do we get to all the issues we're dealing with? So let me finish this off with this. Hopefully by the end of this class, you're going to be able to tell me 2 things, or explain 2 things to me. 1, you'll be able to explain how it could have been predicted that Donald Trump would have won 2016, and how COVID-19 could have been prevented. And I tell you, if we stick together in our journey of U.S. history, you're going to be able to tell me just that. Now, with that being said, let's go back to our PowerPoint. So our objective for today, we will identify the basics of remote learning by flowing through the remote learning resources to create a firm foundation for the school year. Now, the agenda, I'll take you through the talking points, sign up, I'll explain who I am, give you the class expectations, some distant learning information, class side collage where we're going to get to know everybody, and your exit task/checklist. Quite a bit of stuff to do, so let's jump right to it. Now, let me address the elephant in the room. You get it? Elephant in the room? COVID-19. COVID-19 has changed the way we are living our lives, how we are learning in school, and it's difficult. It's a challenge. It's all new. This is seriously unprecedented. And you probably heard that word before. Unprecedented means that it never happened before. And what we're doing is setting the precedence for the future, meaning that this is serving as the foundation for the future people to reference back to take notes on, to use as an example or use even as a model for their own classes. So we are literally making history right now, trying to figure this all out. Think about it. You are making U.S. history right now. That's crazy. With that being said, what's important is communication. We are not going to be face to face with each other. We're not going to see each other every single day. You can't just walk into my classroom. Well, technically you can virtually, but that's a different topic and we'll get to that too a different time. So communication is important for us. And how are you going to communicate with me? Well, the most important one is talking apps. So right here on my PowerPoint right now is blank because this is going on YouTube for other people to see, and I don't want just random people going to my Talking Points app. So what I want you guys to do, because the slide that you clicked onto next has stuff on it, mine does not, yours does. Go to your class period and put the class code for the app. If you don't have Talking Points, download it. The Talking Points website is right there. Hopefully you can find wherever the downloads app and download the app and then type in the code. Now, if you cannot get the app for whatever reason, you can get a text message version of this. And the way you do so is you want the text message version is to go over here to the English or Spanish text. That is going to be the code that you type in. But where you type this in? Well, you're going to create a message. And that code is going to be your message. But where do you send that message to? You send it to 415-449-4264. So go ahead, pause this video, go to your Google slide, and type in the code, and then send it to that number. When you're done, come back to this video. So hopefully you got that done. Now you are on the app for your class, or you put in that text message and now you have a text message form of it. This is going to allow me to communicate with you and for you to communicate with me. You can send messages through that number or the app itself. Let's keep this one-to-one easy. Now, I can't guarantee I'm going to answer any of your questions at 11, midnight, 2, 3 in the morning, but I'll try my best to get to everybody during the day. Now, with that said, go ahead and close all tabs that you have open still, except this video and the Google Classroom and the form that you have on. So I'll give you a second to do that, then come back to this video. Now that you got that done, let's get started. So about me. My name is Mr. Sanchez. I'm your U.S. history teacher. I'm in room 2283 East Central High School, whenever we come back. Now, my email is anthony.sanchez@ecisd.net. You can also email me anytime during the day with any questions you have. Again, I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to get back to you 11, midnight, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, but I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible during the day. So about me, first of all, I went to Trinity University. I have a bachelor in history, a master's in teaching, and I'm a first-generation student. What that means is that I'm the first one in my family to go to college. And on top of that, I'm the first one in my family to get my master's degree from college. Now, in college, one of my major studies, my thesis writing was the antebellum South. I know a lot about pre-Civil War culture as well as Reconstruction. So all that racism with slavery and what is the Civil War really about? I'll tell you straight up in a future lesson. Another thing about me is that I'm a Gates Millennium Scholar, meaning that Bill Gates paid for a majority of my college. Had to write 10 essays for that. I love dancing, swing dancing as well. My favorite music, the type of music I liked to listen to, I like to listen to all types of music, country, rap, EDM, everything. But the ones I tend to go to the most is alternative rock and emo. So Panic! At the Disco, Rise Against, Linkin Park, that's where I like to hang around. But I listen to everything. Ooh, I am also a McNair Scholar. So that's a program within college where for first-generation students to do their own independent research with a professor. So if you're thinking of going to college and you are going to be the first one in your family to go, I highly recommend you look up the McNair Scholar program. It is a fantastic program. Gives you the necessary research skills and prepares you for postgraduate to get your master's and your PhD. Another thing is I like espresso roast coffee, Starbucks. So wink, wink. Now you know, you might want to reference that in the future. And on top of that, I am a activist. I helped found the new organization in San Antonio called the Young Ambitious Activists. We were the ones who put up protests here and there over the summer, as well as did community activities such as East Side Cleanup, as well as feeding the homeless. Now, as for this picture down here, I'm very school spirit for my college, and I kind of became the secondary mascot there with my mohawk. So that is me. That is all about me, except one more thing. The biggest thing about me that I like for you to know is I have ADHD. And the reason why I'm letting you know this is to let you know I understand. I understand how hard it is to keep focus. I understand having to lose a train of thought, get zoned out, get in your own world, to realize, oh, I'm distracted, I need to come back and focus, and I miss a good chunk of what the teacher just said, but now I don't feel comfortable raising my hand, letting the teacher know I wasn't listening. I don't care to repeat myself. I really don't. Let me know. Let me know you need me to repeat something. And luckily you have this video, so therefore you can just rewind. But during class, let me know that you weren't listening so I can go over it again. It's okay. It's all okay. Don't worry about it. I am a very understanding person. That's something that we need to understand, is that this class is all about us as a group, us as a whole, and helping each other out, which goes into my expectations for everyone. The first one of my expectations is respect. For me, I'm the last person you need to respect. I'll be honest and straightforward. What you need to respect the most is first yourself. Respect yourself. That's my biggest pet peeve, is you not respecting yourself. You have the opportunity to come to school to learn. You're watching this video right now. You have the opportunity to better yourself. Why are you not letting me down, not letting your parents down? Why are you letting yourself down? See, that's why it's my biggest pet peeve. You're letting yourself down. And that's just a whole new level of disrespect. The next part of this respect is your actions affect everyone. So this is my second pet peeve, is that you distracting someone else. I will respect your decision. I'm not going to like it. It's going to be my biggest pet peeve that you're not wanting to learn. But the pet peeve that's going to get me to act is whenever you distract someone else. To be distracted for yourself and not listen and not learn is one thing. But when you take away the opportunity from another student to learn, someone who is here to learn, someone who, without you distracting them, would be listening, now you're getting someone else involved. Now you're hurting someone else's opportunity to learn. And I'm not going to have that in this class. So if you want to be on the side, want to do your own thing, then do your own thing. Don't take away that opportunity, that choice from someone else. If you don't like choices being taken away from you, imagine taking away from someone else. How would they feel? That is what I'm asking of you in this class. Respect yourself, respect others, then the community, then the school, then the faculty. Next thing on my expectation for you is leadership. Now, this isn't leadership as in, I'm going to go in and answer every single question. No. Leadership is actually quite the opposite. A leader knows when to lead and when to follow. And a lot of times, it takes a leader to follow and to step back and let others talk, let others decide. If you're the type of person who likes to answer all the questions, I'm going to tell you right now, stop. Stop that right now. The best way to imagine it is that imagine my classroom, imagine this whole situation that we're in, this virtual classroom, as a gym with one treadmill. And you answering every single question is you on that treadmill the entire class time. But there's all these other students. So did anyone else get on that treadmill? No. Did anyone else get better for that day? No. Only you got better. That's not a leader. That's selfishness. So learn to get off the treadmill and let others get on. And if others don't know how to get on, teach them how to get on that treadmill and to better themselves. A leader knows how to lift others up, you guys. So that means in the classroom, when we go back to the classroom, if you hear people whispering like, I don't know what this means, I don't know what this means, I don't know what this means, raise your hand. You yourself. You may know what it means, but someone else may not know what it means. So raise your hand and ask the question. Doesn't matter. You already know. You know you know. We all know you know. But ask it anyway, because someone else you heard needed that answer. If you can think of questions that other people may have, ask that question. Because maybe those other people don't want to feel a little too anxious to ask that question. Not feel comfortable enough. Go ahead and answer it for it. Or, you know what? If you know the answer to a question, no one's speaking, give someone else an answer so they can say it out loud. and then high five each other and be like, yeah, awesome job, cool, I couldn't have done it without you. So that is the leadership I'm talking about in my class. And the last one is presence. I know times are rough. I understand that everyone's going through a rough situation right now. And for whatever reason, you have the ability to be here in this classroom right now. For this hour to hour and a half in my classroom, whatever's happening around you, whatever's happening outside, is still going to be happening an hour to an hour and a half from now. So why worry about it? It isn't going to change. You putting on these headphones and listening to my class, you putting on these headphones and interacting with the other classmates and doing the work, this is your time to get away. This is your mini vacation. I'm telling you right now, you have permission to forget all about all the issues around you and to be here in this class. Be here, because nothing's going to change within this hour to hour and a half. It really isn't. So enjoy the time you have in this class, enjoy me as your teacher, and get to the point of calling me your best teacher. I like that, okay? So, presence. Be here. Leave everything out. And you have an issue with another student in this class, and when we come back to class, leave it out the door. Leave, and then come here. Whatever, don't talk to each other. And just enjoy the class. Now, my kind of philosophy here, if you look at the yellow part right here down, it says, if you can make someone's life better, no matter how much it is, why wouldn't you? You guys, we are all struggling here. We're all stressed. We're all confused. We don't know about the future. I'm going to be very open about it. It's worrisome. It has me worried. But why would you make someone else's life worse when we already are in this sinking boat together? If you can make someone's life a little bit better, why not? But try to do that. No matter how little it is, just try to make someone else's life better. Don't be the reason why life gets worse for an individual when life already is pretty bad. So this is my expectations. This is what I expect from you all in my classroom. And I'm going to do my best to model these. And I hope that you guys can live up to it as well. With that being said, we're going to move on to the next part of our notes, our questions for our handouts. But before you get there, before you move on, let me explain. You're going to go back to the handout where you completed the warm-up on. You're going to have about 4 minutes, or you can pause this video, come back when you're done. Section 2 says, what do you think of Mr. Sanchez so far? Or what else would you like to know about Mr. Sanchez? And then the second question is, which of the 3 expectations, respect, leadership, presence, do you think is the most important? Explain why and how. Now, for my warm-ups, and for all answers in this class, this is going to be the expectation of your answers. I don't want simple one-sentence answers. I don't want simple one-worded answers. I want you to explain your reasoning. Because right now, we got to a point in history where, for whatever reason, we can't explain ourselves correctly. We can't explain our thoughts clearly. So I want you to choose one and explain why that's important. And this is where people usually stop. It's like, oh, respect is the most important because the others depend on respect. Okay, do you explain how? How so? See, that wasn't an answer. It really wasn't. An answer clearly helped me understand why that's the answer. Right now, I just have your claim that all the others depend on it. It's just a claim. Why should I believe you, some student from East Central High School who's located near San Antonio in some state in some country? Give me specifics. Explain your logic. Explain your reasoning. Convince me that's the answer. That is the point of the writing. And from here on out, that is what I'm going to be looking for grading as well. Convince me that's the answer. Right now, the odds are against you, but the more you write, the more specific you are, the better the odds go in your favor. So go ahead, pause this video, and complete that. When you're done, come back. All right, so you answered to B, you answered those questions, you were specific on that one, to B specifically, and this is going to give me an idea how much we got to work on to fix this. But for right now, let's move on to the next part. Going back to this elephant in the room, we need to understand what we need for this class and who we are and how we learn. We gotta be honest with ourselves, because if we can't be honest with ourselves, you can't be honest with me. If you're not honest with me, I can't help you as much as I would if you were being honest. So what do you need? Well, you need to know your email. You need to be able to get into Google Classroom. Hopefully you've done the 2 already. That's how you're watching this video. Google Meets, and then you also need the talking points. The talking points is how you're going to be able to message me, as well as through my email. The next thing you gotta be honest with yourself, what type of learner are you? What do I mean by that? Well, with this new distant learning, you have a choice. And this is going to be the biggest choice of your life. And you can never change it. No, I'm just kidding, you can change it, but we'll get to that when we get to that. There's two types of paths you can take. You can take the synchronous path or you can take the asynchronous path. The synchronous path is where students attend class virtually through Google Meets. This is where you attend your assigned class on time and you're with me, the teacher, live going through these PowerPoint presentations. It's a two-way communication, meaning that you can ask questions during the class or whenever while we're live. Real-time engagement, we are talking with each other. We're doing stuff in real time. And you are responsible for the work. That is synchronous learning. It also, attendance is taken daily if you choose the synchronous path. For the asynchronous path, if you want to join the dark side, this is where you don't engage at the same time as the rest of the class. You're doing things on your own time. You'll be watching this recorded video. You're going to be responsible for, again, the assigned work. You must check in. That check-in at the beginning of the slides. You need to check in by 11:59 to be counted present. If not, you're counted absent. And the consequences, if you get too many absences, remains the same. And it's going to be costly. So make sure you've turned in the check-in every single day. Or every single time for my class. And then you're going to communicate to me through Google Classroom or email. Again, important, attendance is taken daily. So no matter what, you're going to have to do some sort of interaction with me and the work by the end of today. Now for synchronous learners, if you're going down that path or you may want to switch sides later in the future, this is going to be your schedule. So for first period, we got from 9 to 10, second period 10 to 11:10, or 10:10 to 11:10. We have lunch at 11:10 to 11:45, and then third period is from 11:45 to 12:45, and fourth period is from 12:55 to 1:55. Now, the most important thing is to notice the days. For 1 through 4th period, you are only going to attend my class synchronously Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Asynchronously, you need to check in Monday, Wednesday, Friday by 11:59. Now, if you can't attend one of these classes, don't worry, you may be doing another class asynchronously. You can always attend a different class. And if you want to, click this link. It will take you to a page where all the class information is located, and just click the link under Google Meet. And that's where you're going to be taken to a live stream for that period. Now, for my 5th through 6th period, your times are a little different. You're going to be with us for about an hour and a half or so. So 5th period, 9:30 to 11. 6th period, 11:35 to 1:05. 7th period to 1:15 to 2:45. And again, look at the days. 5th through 7th period, you're only going to be attending my class Tuesdays and Thursdays, or you need to check in by 11:59 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. For the synchronous learners, as you're going to be coming to my class live, studio audience, New York, here are some norms you're going to need. What should I be doing? First of all, you need to mute your mic. You can ask questions in the chat. I'll check in the chat. I'll even tell you to put stuff in the chat. And follow the chat guidelines, chat rules. No profanity. No saying pictures or memes. Be kind to all classmates. Plain and simple. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. It is that straightforward. Going back to my expectations. It's one thing for you to be distracted around yourself. It's another to distract others. Respect others and their opportunity to learn. Don't take it away from them. That's one of my pet peeves. The ones that makes me to act. And then follow along with all materials and continue asking questions. For asynchronous learners, you're going to be watching these videos. Hi, hello, this is me right now on the video. You're going to log into Google Classroom, go on to your Google Slides, click classwork, go to today's slides and information, watch this video, what you're doing now, and follow along. Make sure you complete all assignments by 11:59 tonight. Asynchronous learners, you get to choose your schedule. You get to choose whatever time you want during that day. Not the next day, that day, you must attend the class, fill in the check-in form, and from there, do everything you need to do all the assignments, and turn it in. Alright, so you know which path you're going to choose. Right here, I have a fake period for a poll. Right now, unfortunately, since I can only have one poll open at one time, you cannot do this with us, but don't worry, you're going to be able to let me know which side you'll choose on the next slide. So go ahead and go to the slide you're about to see. So section 3, learning check-in, in your notes. Don't go there yet. You're going to go back to that handout in your notes, and you're going to answer these questions. Which learning style fits your needs best, synchronous or asynchronous? Synchronous equals log in with teacher in real time. Asynchronous is on your own. True or false? Attendance will be taken daily for both synchronous and asynchronous. And then see what is one question you have about school right now. So go ahead, pause the video, and go do that. And then when you're done, come back. Alright, so you already answered that question. Let's go ahead and move on. So as you noticed in the very beginning, I talked about myself. And I had a slide with pictures about myself or things representing me. Now I want you to do the exact same thing. So your instructions: go to Google Classroom, open individual slide collage, and include the name, picture yourself, at least 10 pictures representing you, and 3 explanations in the speaker notes. Once you're done, you're going to copy and paste your individual slide and notes into the class slide collage. So what does this mean? How do you do it? Don't worry, we'll do this together. So you're going to get out of the slide, or if you already have this, you're going to go back to your classroom. Here, you have a Google Slides in your assigned work. Now, if you got off here for whatever reason, let's go back here, click classwork, click your topics, 1721, Monday through Friday, click today's date, and this is where you'll find your assigned work. So go ahead and click that Google slide. From here, my slide that I had earlier is up here, but has some more information. Here's the instructions for your collage, your individual collage. It says include your name, a picture of yourself, pictures that represent who you are, a minimum of 10. In the speaker notes section, pick 3 pictures to explain how the picture represents who you are. And the last part, copy and paste your slide and notes in the class slide collage. Click here. Right now it's not linked, but later it will be. So here are my pictures, and the speaker notes is this down here. So you're going to choose 3 pictures. Tell me which picture and explain how they represent you. And you're going to do so on this slide. So go ahead and customize this however way you want. A collage, unlike mine, unfortunately, is supposed to fill up the entire slide. So go ahead and put as many pictures as you want, a minimum of 10. Make sure you have your name and a picture yourself, preferably in the center so I know that is you. Once you're done, you're going to go back to the Google Classroom assignments for today, Monday. And down here, it says first period class slide, or whatever period that you're in. I want you to go ahead and open that. And it'll take you to a new tab. Here, what I want you to do is go to your individual slide. And then I want you to go over here to the slide section where your slide is at. I want you to right click or hold down, then copy. Go back to the class slide, right click and click paste, or hold down and click paste. And I want you to paste your slide there with your pictures and your notes. This is where all your classmates are be posting their slides. So I want you just to go through and get to know everybody. Check it out, see how everyone else is designing their own collage. Now, once you're done this, you're gonna go back to my PowerPoint. So go ahead and go do that. All right, so you finished the collage, you put it up there, you have it on you have done it on the individual slide, and you copied it over to the class slide. Now we're going to go back to our PowerPoint, and we're going to move on to the next section. You are almost done for the day. Good job, we're almost there. So section 4 is going to be your exit student survey, your exit task, the thing you need to complete before you're done with the notes altogether. So on your notes, you have 2 questions. What is one good thing you are taking away from class today? And what is something you want me to know about you? Answer those 2 questions in notes. And then after that, check the checklist. Have you submitted the attendance check-in form for today? Did you sign up for Mr. Sanchez talking points? Did you submit and turn into Google Classroom the notes and individual slides? If you could check all those up, it was a great success today. We had a good day. Great day of learning. We did what we needed to do. Now, how do I turn in work? Well, I'm about to show that right now. So you're going to go back to your assignment. And you already have your assigned work over here. You've already finished it. You don't need to add it here. It's already there. So all you need to do is click this, turned in. It'll come up, turn in your work. 2 attachments will be submitted. Yep, those are the ones I want to submit. And go ahead and turn it in. Now, once it's turned in, it'll say turn it up here, and you're done. You're done. You're done with today. You don't have to see this face anymore. That's it. Sign off. We are good. So there you have it. We finished the first day. This is me. This is my class. This is U.S. history. We are going to have a fun time together. I am super excited for what you're going to learn. I hope you're excited as well. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to me through talking points or my email. You guys, I understand. No judgment here. I'm here to help. I'm here to repeat myself as many times as you want. You can come to me with any question you have, no matter what the question is. Now, go ahead and check out these other videos I have up here. I don't know what I'm going to put up yet, but hopefully they're there, and hopefully they're important for you. Check them out if you haven't done so already. Until next time, have a great rest of the day.